Building a retro emulation system is definitely easier than ever before, especially if you have Kodi for movies, TV shows, and YouTube to watch your favorite creators. And right now, setups like this are becoming more and more popular because everything is simple, everything is in one place, and you don't really need expensive hardware to get started. Hey, what's going on everybody? In today's video, we'll be taking a look at this Intel NUC mini PC that I picked up a little while ago. It's definitely on the older side of things now, but still powerful for retro emulation. And honestly, that's where this small system still makes a lot of sense. Now you can definitely install Windows, Linux, and even Bazzite on this little NUC and use it as a normal PC, maybe even a small server. But for today's video, we will install Batocera, make it a very interesting little retro machine that focuses only on gaming and media. Now I'll be installing Batocera directly on this 256 gig SATA 3 SSD, but you can definitely install Batocera using USB as well, so you don't even need to touch your internal drive if you don't want to. To get started, you'll need to grab the latest version of Batocera from the official website, and at the moment of this video it is version 42. Next up, we'll flash Batocera on the SSD using Balena Etcher, and this part is very simple. You just select the image, choose your drive and hit flash. The whole process only takes a few minutes, and once that is done, you can plug the drive into your Intel NUC, boot into it, and Batocera will handle everything else automatically. On the first boot, it will take a little bit longer as it sets everything up, but after that, you're ready to go. For controls with Batocera, you can use pretty much any controller you have laying around, wired or Bluetooth, and that's one of the best things about it. Everything just works without too much setup. But I'll be using this RAZER RAIJU V3 Pro controller. This is mostly designed for an unforgettable experience on PS5, but you can definitely use it on a PC here, and it works great with this Intel NUC mini PC. Using the USB dongle, the connection is instant, stable, and you don't have to mess around with settings, which makes the whole experience even smoother here. On the first boot, Batocera will take a couple of minutes to finish the initial setup. And once done, have the USB dongle plugged in, switch on the controller, and you can start your navigation straight away. But I usually like to remap the buttons just to make sure everything is the way I like it. And once that is done, everything feels much more natural. After that, just add your screen scraper account, download the theme, one that you like, and there are plenty out there to choose from. Different layouts, different styles, different looks, and this is where Batocera really starts to feel like a proper console experience. Everything is smooth, everything is easy to navigate, and once everything is set up, you don't really need a keyboard or mouse anymore. Before we jump into gaming, I do want to mention that Kodi comes pre-installed in Batocera. Paired with a Jellyfin server and maybe a custom Kodi theme, this actually turns into a really solid media center as well. You can browse your movies, watch your TV shows, and everything runs really well on this setup. There are loads of Kodi modes and skins out there, so you can customize it exactly how you want, depending on your setup. YouTube is also available here using the TV version. And with stats for nerds enabled, I can say it runs really well. If you're someone who uses their gaming setup as a media box too, like I do, this is a really nice bonus to have built in. Unfortunately, there is no 4K playback here, and the maximum I found is 1080p, but overall it's still very usable and works well for everyday content. Before we get into gaming, this Intel NUC mini PC is paired with an Intel Core i5-8259U CPU, 32 gigs of DDR4 RAM, and Iris Plus 655 graphics. It does accommodate both on M.2 NVMe SSD and a 2.5-inch SATA drive, so you do have some flexibility when it comes to storage. It is definitely on the older side of things, not what you expect in 2026, but still powerful enough for what we are doing today. Starting off with Dreamcast, here we have Street Fighter 3. As I really want to test out that D-pad on the RAZER RAIJU V3 Pro, you can definitely pull those special moves. The D-pad is clicky, responsive, and overall a really nice controller for this type of game. Performance here is smooth, no issues, and everything runs exactly how you would expect. Next up, we have the Simpsons Hit and Run on PlayStation 2, and overall there is a very pleasant experience here. You will not have any issues, most of the titles are very playable, and once everything is set up properly, you can just jump in and enjoy your games. Now for the next part, some parts of the video might be blurred and the names might be changed, as it's definitely harder these days to show certain types of emulation. I am using Eden EMU here, everything is left as default settings, and somehow during the installation I managed to get this switch-like menu. Not entirely sure how I did it, but it's definitely a bonus, and you can launch your games from here as well. You can expect some decent emulation with occasional dips, but overall the experience is there and it is playable. I also tested Cuphead and Hades, and again a very pleasant experience here, especially considering the size and age of this system. But that's going to wrap it up for this one. Taking an older Intel NUC, installing Batocera, and turning it into a simple, clean and very capable retro gaming and media setup. Everything is easy to use, everything works together, and once it's set up, it just feels like a complete system. Do drop a like and consider subscribing if you enjoyed this video. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.